Leader of the House.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. May I start by recording my thanks to the Leader of the House for agreeing to the request to have the Ukraine debate on December the 4th. I think we all feel very warmly about that decision. Madam Deputy Speaker, politics at the present moment may not be enormously pretty, but it has been a week of triumph in the sporting world. We have had the joyous mayhem of Scotland reaching their first World Cup for 28 years. But let us not forget the extraordinary thumping which the England rugby team dealt out to the All Blacks at the weekend, or the perfect World Cup qualification record of our English footballers. In that spirit, I hope many, if perhaps not all, members of this House will join me in sending our best wishes to the England cricket team as they prepare for the opening test in Perth tomorrow. Madam Deputy Speaker, this has been another week in which the headlines have not been kind to the government and its allies. They have reported that the Prime Minister has spent a sixth of his time in office abroad. That is 2.5 months to date outside the UK since the last election. Half of all UK jobs lost since the government came to power are among the under-25s. That's 80,000 more young people out of work since July 2024. Agency staff brought into work during Birmingham's 8-month-long bin strike by members of Unite have now themselves decided to go on strike. The former Deputy Prime Minister is reported to be planning a leadership bid following last week's speculation about the Health Secretary and last month's unfortunate foray by the Mayor of Manchester. Since Labour took office, the energy price cap has not fallen but risen by £187 to £1,755. Madam Deputy Speaker, I often wonder if the government has forgotten that there is a world outside London and our biggest cities. So in that spirit, I hope I may raise a couple of important issues on which I'd be grateful for the Leader's assistance. The first is local. Last weekend, the village of Ewyas Harold in my constituency was devastated by flooding as a result of Storm Claudia. The village was inundated after record levels of rainfall flooded the Dewless Brook, with water levels rising to the highest ever recorded by the monitoring station. The emergency services were called out to help vulnerable residents and houses. Local pubs and other businesses were severely damaged. Many local people have been involved in clearing up the mess, in particular the brilliant Young Farmers Club, but it will take months for the village to get fully back on its feet. The House, you will know, Madam Deputy Speaker, was given time to debate the severe flooding in nearby Monmouthshire in Wales yesterday. So may I ask the Leader of the House now if he would encourage both the Environment Agency and DEFRA to take the swiftest and most comprehensive action to protect Ewyas Harold and other flood-hit areas across England in order to prevent this from happening again. The second issue is a national one. The Listed Places of Worship grant scheme helps thousands of churches, synagogues, mosques and temples and other places of worship to reclaim or to get grants to cover the VAT paid on repair and maintenance work. It's a small but very useful and cost-effective institution that has quietly worked away over more than 2 decades to preserve the historic fabric of our nation. Unfortunately, since the last election, the size of the scheme has been cut in half and a new cap imposed on the level of individual grants. It's a feature of these repairs that if they are not made, the damage often leads to enormous further costs. Government seems determined to maintain or increase public spending in other areas. Given that and the very small relative sums involved, could I ask the Leader to pick this matter up with the Department of Culture, Media and Sport and see if this scheme cannot be quickly restored to its previous glory?